I would write when I had problems, when I didn't know the solution to a problem. My name is Magdala P. Garza. I am a 74-year-old poet in the Rio Grande Valley. I didn't realize that I had this hunger for writing until 2003 when I was taking a course at what used to be Pan American University. I have always loved going to school. I guess the yearning for belonging never ceases to exist. So my motivation were my children. I wanted a better life for them. After the course was over, I had to go back to the real world of work and taking care of the boys. Being that I didn't have an education, it was very difficult to find a job. After my second baby died, I started working in FAR as a dishwasher. And it wasn't until later on that I decided to go look for a job at the hospital. And I started as a nurse's aide. I did it only for 6 months because I felt that I was not learning. In 1983, I had just passed my certification exam. I became a technician and I was making like $150 every 2 weeks. So it was very, very difficult. So during those crises, I would write a lot. The paper was my friend, and she would listen to me without criticizing me. The day I die, my culture dies with me. If I don't write it down, they'll never know what I went through, how I lived, what are the things that I liked, and what are the things that I didn't like. It was so scary that I didn't know how to handle the situation, especially the economic. And if I cried, I didn't want my children to see me cry because I was the strong person they looked at. And if they see me crying, they're going to think the world is over. I quit and didn't come back until 2014 when I retired. Retirement brought a very deep depression. I wouldn't get up until 3 o'clock in the daytime. I thought that it was just tiredness from working so much, accumulated tiredness. But one day I got up at 3, took a shower, put my pajamas on, and went back to bed. It's when I realized that it was not tiredness. I was depressed. I needed to do something. And the problem, what am I going to do with my time? Well, remember in 2003, you wanted to write a book? If you want to write a book, you need to go back to school and learn. I'll take a couple of courses. I have many journals, and I'm always writing on my journals. So my journals are like my best friends. Like I told you, I write what I can't tell people. So as I write, I feel that it has helped me understand why I am the way I am and why I do the things I do. I feel that I spent a lot of time away from God because of my anger, my bitterness, but also because I was so busy taking care of my children and working. And I tell my kids whenever they tell me that I was never there for them for their PTAs and their games and all that. And I say, well, the only thing I can tell you is that I had to make a decision. What is more important, spending time together or eating? And in those times, eating was more important because they were growing up. So I know that God was very patient with me. So now I try to make as much time as possible with God, and I go and cleanse my soul and pray for all the people that, like me, are away from God. The title of this poem is Piel Canela, and it was published by the Gallery magazine of the university on their 2020 version. So Piel Canela is something that I wrote in response to the pain that I felt every time the color of my skin was mentioned. Desde muy niña llevo grabado en el alma el estigma del color de mi piel. Piel canela, piel morena, como la Virgen de Guadalupe. Sí, mi raza es morena, pero dulce como el azúcar del mismo color. Recuerdo la primera vez que mi color se mencionó y cómo dolió. Tía, ¿le gusta mi vestido?, pregunté. Mi abue me lo compró. Ay, nenita, me dijo mi tía, si supieras qué horrible te ves. A las morenas no les queda lo rojo. Entendí que no era bueno ser morena. Jamás se me olvidó y cómo dolió. Mi abuelita decía que había un negrito que se bañaba y se bañaba para ver si se despintaba. Y entre más se bañaba, más relumbraba. Entendí que puedo tallar mi piel hasta sangrar, pero el color de mi piel no es algo que se pueda cambiar. Ya es parte de nuestra genética, de nuestra cultura, y cómo dolió. La última vez que visité a mi madre, caminé mucho para llegar a su casa. El sol de mediodía calcinaba mi piel, pero no me importó. El amor de mi madre superaba el ardor del sol sobre mi piel. Cuando finalmente llegué, la abracé y me dijo, ¿por qué estás tan renegrida? El dolor fue tan grande que no la volví a ver hasta 6 meses más tarde, hasta el día anterior a su muerte. Esta vez ella fue la que me visitó. No se veía bien. Al día siguiente murió. Y cómo dolió. Con ella se fue mi última esperanza de que algún día me dijera que, a pesar de mi color, sí me quería. Y cómo dolió. Para superar mi dolor tuve que repetirme 1 y 1000 veces una afirmación que leí por ahí en algún libro. Decía, I am the way God created me. Así fue como finalmente me acepté y como prueba de superación asistí a un concierto de piano portando un mini vestido rojo. Mi dolor se derritió como la mantequilla en el comal.